Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 Old Dogs Tournament. Getting to the business end of the weekend now. We've got Phil Riley at the table playing Greg Laurie. Race to 5. This is in the repechage section. It's been a great weekend, well supported by many players from all over the country, which is great to see. Got some true legends of the game down here now, which is fantastic. We've got Greg Laurie on yellows. Phil Riley took the first game. I think Greg will just be tapping the one on the left out here a bit. No, he's gone the pot. I'm not sure if the yellow will go underneath the red closest to the bottom left pocket. I don't think it does, but we're about to find out. And that is not what he was looking for. 2 shots to Phil Riley. Hard to see Phil not cleaning up from here. Oh, now he's obviously got to play the plant this time. Well, with the 2 shots, he's this game's pretty much all over. Just wants to bring this one back up the table a bit. Last red into the bottom right. Black into the middle. Very well played. Very well played. And 2-0 to Phil Riley. And both these players have been in very good form all weekend. So the Killer Crossover, August the 14th to 16th. It's one of Australia's biggest prize money tournaments. Anyone out there is thinking of coming down, get your entries in. Contact Troy Rudling. Going from strength to strength, the Killer Crossover. In our other repechage match, we've got Kelvin Lee is playing Steve McCormack. Not exactly sure what the score is. But obviously 2 quality players with vastly experienced. We've got 4-1 to Steve McCormack against Kelvin Lee. Obviously the repechage, the losers are out. The winners live to play another game. Greg didn't quite get that break, just didn't time it properly. Well, take your pick which ones you want there. It's trouble balls in both colours, unfortunately. I think Phil's going to go the yellows. Maybe he'll go the reds. Good chance to get a couple out of this pack here now. He's missed the pot. Open him up a little bit. I'm not sure Greg can get the one on the bottom cush. That would ideally be his ball if he could take control of the... well, obviously he can. Just wants to leave this over. That's a pretty good result. He's just going to give him 2 straight away. Okay, 2 shots to Greg. Greg Laurie's the last of the hometown favourites. No other Tasmanians are left. He's looking to see if he can take this pocket back again. He got his second visit, so he can pursue with that yellow if he wishes, or it could be quite difficult to get that red out and keep the yellow in there without potting. I'm not sure he wants to pot it. A bit of a stretch for Greg. Okay, so this is a big shot. Yeah, he didn't really want that to go in. Well, he has to find something here. All right. Definitely looks like it's safety first in this game. I think Greg might be snookered on all of the balls bar the one in the top right, top left, sorry. Probably not the ball he really wants to be playing, but what do you do? What? You want me to announce you?
No.
Being joined on the commentary by Jeremy Maguire.
Good afternoon, Nigel.
How are you, mate?
Very well. Competition's running along very smoothly.
Yeah, mate.
Coming down to the business end.
Very much so. Not many left. Well,
Alec Evanadis and Alan Brown to play shortly to see who goes through to the final.
yes, it'll be on the table directly behind. You can see Alan in the background behind Greg. That game's due to start in about 15 minutes. Just waiting on Alec to return to the venue. It should be a cracker.
Was that score correct there, Nigel?
Uh,
I thought Phil Riley was 2.
yeah. It feels on 2, is he, Salty? Yeah, I think...
So, nice shot down the rail by Greg.
Well, it's definitely safety first in this game, Jeremy.
Race to 5 in the losers draw.
Yeah.
It's pretty cutthroat.
Very cutthroat.
Especially, obviously, if Phil gets to 3-0. You know, I've seen some great comebacks over the weekend, though, Nigel.
We have.
Obviously, the winners' side race to 8. That Alec and
Alan?
Brown will be playing later.
Okay, well, Phil's just said, I don't want you covering pockets, Greg. I'll just give you 2.
And ask the question, what you've got?
Yeah, well, he's certainly going to need his 2. Possibly more. I don't think the bottom yellow goes in either bottom corner pocket. He's obviously got the one at the top left to get down here. If he could just get down and give himself an angle to play the bottom one and get the last yellow and black out, it's relying on a little bit of luck, obviously.
Well, that's
actually
pretty
perfect. Good.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Just gotta be careful here, just to make sure he's going to be pushing the yellow across to the right, flicking the red and the black, and opening up that other yellow. Just as long as he doesn't. Block each other.
Yeah, he's just really has to try to work out where he's gonna leave himself a shot, doesn't he?
It's definitely a pace shot, but they should come out okay. Got to make sure he definitely hits a rail.
Think he'll play the yellow under the red or straight onto the red?
That red's a lot lower than what it looks on the TV screen.
Go over the top of the red, you reckon, then? No, it looks like he's going straight at the red, doesn't it?
The ideal situation here is to control the white better and make sure he leaves himself on both the yellows.
Oh, no. That is not the result he was looking for.
You get the red full and stop dead.
Yeah.
Obviously not. He wanted to open them up, give himself a good opportunity to steal a pot out of one.
Yeah. Well, he actually got that the red that he played, the yellow that he played. He's put that into a good position, but unfortunately the white stuck between the black and the yellow. Yes, he just needed a better contact on those 3 balls that were stuck together. And
No, and Greg, depending on how they line up, and they're not touching, he'll do a little soft push shot. He's looking at now whether he plays it off the red or if he can push it onto the yellow. He'll definitely want to try and he'll definitely want to make it messy.
He's got to get one of these yellows in front of that bottom right red, doesn't he? Because otherwise Phil's balls are all there. I'd imagine if Phil gets a decent starter shot this time, he'll definitely be going for the out, especially now that the black's going to be open as well. He just needed a bit more on it, I think.
Now it's pretty open, so I think you'll see definitely Phil having a go at these.
Yeah, I think he's going to go bottom right and then back up the table and try to get those 3 up the top side of the table. And
you get rid of the bottom middle ball first.
Yeah, you go that one and then back up the table.
He'll float up the table and he's got multiple choices, but
clear those 3. He's got plenty of options to play those 3 balls up the top and get back onto the ball closest to the 2 yellows for his second last.
Playing this back off 2 rails.
Oh, wow.
I think he's got a result.
He has got a result, actually. I'm not sure it's a total. I think he can probably get that bottom one, but
I think he just asked for it.
It could be, actually. It could be. It may well be, because he's looking across the table, isn't he? So it must be a total. I think he'd just like to bump the bottom one and block that red closest to the cushion. And he can't do anything about leaving him a starter.
It's a big area to hit it.
Yeah.
So don't think he blocked it down the rail.
Looking at the table, I don't think the red's going to go under there, is it? It's awfully close either which way. He'd want to be right behind that one on the right-hand side. It's got to go under that yellow, doesn't it? If he gets behind it, yeah.
He's just looking at a bit of a shot to nothing. He knows he's going to leave him snookered, and I think he's got to hit a rail.
You get between those 2 reds, possibly. I'm not sure if he's actually asked for a total.
Going under the black here, Nigel, to come up in behind them?
Yeah, I think so. No, straight onto the black.
Well, visits. Must be tight, Nigel. He's looked at that ball on the rail a couple of times.
Yeah.
He has 2 visits. He lands on it. He runs it down the rail. He doesn't want to waste any visits on these balls.
No.
And that's about perfect.
Looks pretty good. And just roll this one in. if he can.
Roll this one in the middle, play the other one back in the middle, try and get not too straight on the one down the rail, but it's...
Yeah, well, one down the rail, he's got a couple of options, isn't he? He can run it through a bit, put the red into the middle, or bring it back a little bit, put it into play the plant. It's probably going to end up a little bit longer than he wanted, but he's going to be nice and straight on. He's going to be on the right line anyway. Just a touch longer. So he's still shooting 2, so I don't think he'll be too disappointed if this doesn't go. He's
he still won't be able to hit this hard.
no.
But then he's got to also make sure he keeps himself on the other red to play it across. Yeah. Yep. Believe it or not, that's actually better than it sitting right deep in the hole, because it leaves him easy transition when he's potting out.
Yeah.
If it's right in the hole, it means he would have had to go into that corner and get the white back onto the black easy.
Yeah.
So having it where it's finished is actually perfect for him.
And the white ball's good too. I mean,
Well, it's going to do a couple of rail run, but he's controlled it. He will control it. It's not...
Yeah, it's a nice shot.
It's run a bit further.
Oh, it
than
is.
what I think, yeah,
it's
I think
continuing. That's fine.
This is where that red not being right in the hole makes the out a lot easier.
Yeah.
Drops this in, keeps it close to the bottom rail. Look, he could even stun up onto the yellow if he wanted to, or just stun up a little bit higher. He's going this way. I wouldn't risk it if it's not 2 on.
No.
But Phil's got a lot of experience, and
You'd like to get this up close to the pink spot, or to leave it right down hard and just screw back?
I'd just be leaving it on the bottom rail.
Yep.
Like I said, you can play this either way.
Punch it up onto that yellow.
He doesn't want to actually bite into this and come up higher than he needs to either.
I think he must be pretty straight there.
Just be stunning it out 6 inches. He'll be on black nice. Oh.
That is definitely not ideal.
It's not what he was after.
Yeah, I think he just caught the white ball a little bit higher.
That's what I thought he was worried about. That's what I was worried if he left the ball in the hole of doing.
Yeah.
But where he left it, probably shouldn't have been in that position. But I suppose he didn't want to leave himself bridging over balls, so he's played it to really just move them out of the way. He's still in a good
position.
That yellow will squeeze off the other yellow near the rail, though.
There is a fair bit of distance between those two yellows.
Sorry, looks are deceiving.
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be a good inch or so between them, so I'm not sure he's going to...
Yeah.
I think he's just going to have to flick off it and put it pretty much where he is right now, right up the top.
Exactly
rail.
Where he wanted it.
Yeah. I think he'd probably just like to just flick the bottom yellow and not touch the other one at all. Probably doesn't want to risk pushing it onto the cush.
Well,
so
it'd be good to flick off it and keep that bottom yellow low, because that stops Phil from just running down touching the black.
Yeah,
he leaves the bottom yellow low near the bottom rail.
Yeah.
There's hard safety there.
He's doubled it all the way across, yeah, okay.
Same thing though.
Yep.
He can't leave it low. It's good leave. Phil's gonna definitely have a go at this.
Yeah, he hasn't really got a choice.
Oh, he's 2-0 up.
I reckon he's going to go to the. He's going to go to the right hand side.
He went the right hand side, Nigel, because of white ball safety. If he went the left hand side, the white would have travelled up for the yellow on the right hand side rail.
Sure.
So it was a very hard to get that angle back. He wasn't 100% committed to potting that. He was 100% committed to safety.
He's actually left the white ball good, didn't he? Again, not quite what Greg was after.
Not the desired outcome, what Greg wanted.
Well, this black for 3-0. And 3-0 it is. Quick toilet break for the boys.
Yep.
Steve McCormack actually defeated Kelvin Lee in the other repechage match. We're going to have, I think Darren Waite will be playing Stephen Gray. Are you playing Steve?
Yes, a couple of Victorian gentlemen.
Yeah.
Darren Waite being the very younger of the.
Yeah, no,
50s.
we can tell them apart pretty easy.
I think Steve's 63.
So yeah, I think he is.
63. And Darren would probably be mid 50s or early 50s.
He's been in the Masters for 3 or 4 years at least now, so he'd have to be 54.
Still should have to show ID though.
Yeah, well, I reckon he still gets asked for ID when he goes into a pub sometimes. Yeah.
Does pot a nice ball.
He does.
Well, while the boys are on break, I am going to swap over and Ant Barrett is going to come on and do a bit of commentary to finish this match off. I might jump back on later on, probably in another match.
All right. Thanks for your
Cheers, Nige. Have a good afternoon.
input, mate. And welcome, Ant Barrett. How are you, mate?
How you going, mate?
Good, Cobber.
Been a cracking weekend.
It has. Okay, Phil Riley to break. 3-0 up. Race to 5.
Greg's got to pull something out here.
He does.
Although Phil played very steady all weekend.
Oh, yeah, he has. He's been around for a long time. Knows the game as well as anyone, I would have thought.
And I'd just like to say congratulations on your weekend too, mate. You did all right.
Yeah, got a couple of wins, but yeah, unfortunately I met JR and he played pretty solid and I didn't play very well, and that was the end of the run. So
Veritable font of knowledge there, isn't it?
yeah, well, yeah, I was certainly up against it. We've got about 40 odd years of experience to 7 or 8, so yes, he still knows all the all the little tricks, no doubt.
They all do.
They all do,
It's been
yeah.
watching it all weekend. That's what you've picked up out of all of it. It's the safety and the pulling the trigger
Yeah.
at different times, and
That's actually a good shot by Greg. He may well have even kept him off everything there. That's a good shot. He's promoted his yellow into a good position. And Phil hasn't got a lot.
it's going to tuck up behind it and make him waste one.
Yep. Okay, 2 shots to Greg.
It's certainly not the Greg we know, though, is it?
Oh, it's amazing how quick he can turn around, isn't it? Like I was watching him earlier this morning, and he
Wasn't
played.
missing.
Yeah, played really well. And it's just a little bit scratchy at the moment, but he is all class, mate, and he only just needs 1 or 2 things to go his way, and off he goes. Slightly contrasting styles between these two as well. Greg's normally a pretty attacking,
Extremely attacking.
yeah, and Phil's. Oh, I can't say how he normally plays, but from what I've seen of Phil this weekend, it's certainly been save the game, protect the game first, and wait for your opportunities.
But has the firepower there when it's
Oh,
required.
absolutely. Not sure he wants to pot this.
I dare say you
Yeah,
wouldn't want to.
no. He's
Especially
certainly.
with one sitting up hard on the black there. And Phil's balls aren't in the best position. Let's see what he does here. Double it over onto the yellow.
Yeah, well, if he wanted to be attacking, he could play that red just above the 2 reds together into the middle, break the other 2 out. He'd still be on the yellow in the left-hand middle.
Still got this ball down here on the
Yeah.
left-hand side, though, covered by the 2 yellows. So
Yeah.
didn't quite get the result he wanted, but
Oh, well. Difficult to judge that, isn't it? A double and try to leave that ball right over the pocket after potting the yellow. Very difficult shot. To get the pace perfect. Well, 2 shots from here, Ant.
in a normal situation, mate, I'd say that Greg would go out here.
Absolutely.
Let's see how his confidence is running.
Could he play this yellow into the bottom right and screw across and land fat on that red above the black and yellow?
Yes, but a big chance it's going to push the yellow over behind the other red. You've got to judge it to get it back out.
Yeah, he's
past
got to
there
hit it
too.
perfect.
And does it just hold on the black?
That's the shot.
Great
That is
shot.
the shot. Absolutely perfect. Just a
Use his 2.
little screw back. That even helps as well, nudging that red just another inch. It all helps. He just really wants to make sure of this pot now, doesn't he? That's a good shot. Nice, confident
Lovely
stroke.
shot. You really want this to drop on the first one, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, well. Well played,
That's good,
Greg.
He's on the board.
He's on the board. 3-1. And Greg's break as well, so he can close that gap up rapidly with a good break here.
What are we down to now?
I think
Alex in the winners' side.
Alec will be playing Alan Brown very shortly. They are the last two winners. Darren Wade is just about to start
Steve
playing
McCormick.
Steve Gray.
Is it Steve Gray or Steve McCormick?
Steve Gray. I think that's it, isn't it? That's the last of them. Should be a good game between Steve and Darren.
It will be.
Darren's been playing really well all weekend. Won quite a few of his opening round matches, like 8-1, 8-2. So his confidence should be sky high. Playing one of his great mates in Stephen Gray.
Oh. So Greg's on the Reds.
Yeah. Missed the break altogether.
I did too.
Yeah, I wasn't watching.
I was watching the other game and I just watched Darren Wade play a full-length table cut along both rails that sat in the draw.
Yeah. You need a bit of luck, mate. Every now and then. Oh, Phil's got quite a few options here.
He's only really got one bad ball.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to play that one right now. I think he's double it up towards the left-hand middle, I
Cover
reckon.
the middle, yeah.
No,
No.
just trying to force Greg to take the one over the pocket. And I'd hazard to say if he does play that one over the pocket, I don't think he'll pot it anyway. I think he'll just jam it right in there.
He's certainly having a good think about it. That cuts the pocket off now.
Yeah.
He's got the one on the rail down the bottom here and the one sitting on the red up on the middle left. Yep.
He certainly doesn't mind giving his opponents
doesn't.
two.
He doesn't.
And considering he's still in this tournament, it must work. Should try it a bit more myself.
I've seen hundreds of things that I'd like to try in my game nights this weekend. The trouble is the execution that's the problem.
That's it, yeah. Yes.
It's all good in theory.
Okay.
He just has to sit that one over the pocket, doesn't he?
Yeah, that'd be the go, wouldn't it? Just take control of that pocket now, and no doubt Phil will just pot it and give him two.
Don't know. Yeah, don't know. No.
I think he's doubling it back down. If this goes in, that is just unbelievable. That's Greg Laurie in a nutshell, really.
That's why we call him lucky. I don't think he actually wanted that.
Oh, look, if he just had to flick that red a little bit on the side there when he got that yellow off it. Wow. Yeah. He's got a big decision to make here. He's just going to hold it. I think Phil will try to play the middle of those three yellows in a line. And try to play the middle one and just bring the white ball back a touch and probably leave him a snooker. He's not bringing it back, is he? He's rolling it through. Going for the pot straight up then.
Big shot for Greg coming up.
Yeah. Well, look, you wouldn't put it past Greg doubling that yellow, that red ball below the middle pocket now, would you? And looking at it, you think the shot would be to run it down, try to cover that pocket, keep yourself in the game. But it is Greg Laurie, and like I say, you wouldn't put it past him going for the double.
You called it. Looks like Steve Gray's about to mop up on the table next door.
Yeah, very good at that, Steve Gray.
I missed the first one. I'm not sure who won the first one over there.
Actually. Yeah, pretty good.
Did you just try and cover this, or...?
Well,
for me, you almost have to go.
Yeah, I mean, he could play this one through with a bit of top, and then he's going to be on the one on the rail, and a little bit of degree of safety, being able to get the white ball back up. It'd be interesting to see whether he plays this off the red, try to push the red over a bit further,
You'd
or
nearly have to for the one below the black.
No, you were right, mate. He just went for the cover, and he didn't get it at all. That's actually a nice big bonus for Greg there. It's actually put him in the box seat for this frame now. Don't knock it out. It's sort of the last thing he wanted to get that yellow ball out.
He could be in a bit of trouble here now.
Well, look, the way he's been playing, I'm pretty sure he's just going to roll this yellow, cover that left-hand bottom pocket, leave the white ball pretty much where that yellow ball is, and just say to Greg, you can just knock another ball around if you want.
I don't know if he will this time. If he just stuns this in and pulls back a little bit, no, he is yet.
Okay.
Lovely shot from Darren.
Just see if I can get a score on the Stephen Gray, Darren Wade. I'm sure there's a lot of people in Victoria very interested in that game.
Well, there you go.
Apparently
there is no score because they're just
having a hit. Yeah. I think the white ball might have just ran a couple of rolls more than he wanted there.
Still think he should be right.
This one, 3-1 to Phil. Not too bad. I'm not sure if those two balls are tied up, but it's a good shot. He's got this to take 4-1 lead. A race to 5. And that's what it is, 4-1 to Phil.
So they must be putting all the games off to play over here.
Right, yeah. Well, Alan Brown's actually been warming up for
Good
Alec.
part of 40 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Alec is in the building now, so that's good news.
Well,
Reds.
absolutely all day, every day, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think the red on the closest to the bottom cushion too goes clearly into the right-hand corner pocket. So the reds are
The only one
all
you
on.
worry about
Is the black, yeah. And he could even get into that right now, but who's decided against that. So we take the bottom red now. Hard to see if he takes this bottom red that he's going to get another opportunity to break that black out at all, though, isn't it?
I think if the red sitting above it in the middle could be an opportunity to get into the black, because if he wants to play this soft, he lands on that other one in the right-hand middle.
Yeah.
That's the problem if you miss it.
I think he's got to take the three up in balk now. Try to come down, get onto the one in the middle to give himself an angle to get the black out, and then leave himself on the one on the right.
Semi-decent shot on the one in the other middle.
Yeah.
I think he's looking at playing it off the black.
Greg Laurie never ceases to amaze me, some of the things that he does and pulls out. I just wish I had some of his vision. Look at that. That's a good shot. That's a great shot. Well, there is no dramas there now. He's just got to... he's just really got one positional shot to get back onto the one into the middle, hasn't he?
Unless
That's
he
about all.
doubles it now.
Unless he doubles... Well, and you wouldn't put it past Greg doubling it now, because that's what he does.
And that's...
Look, it's probably a good idea.
The only real worry is staying on the one up the right.
That's right, yeah.
There's not a lot of other options landing on it either.
I think you're right. I think he's going to go the double.
Does he play it firm and come off the two cushions to come back up above the black? No. Beautiful shot.
Oh, nicely played.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, it's just really one clean pot. Stop the white ball where it is.
I was going to say that was the shot that cost him in the game before too. It was an exact replica of that shot. And that's just a confidence thing, I think. You're just not feeling it. So I know full well every time I leave him on those shots, they don't even touch the side.
Nah. Absolutely.
I was going to ask you what's going on with all those flies.
I don't know. Well, I didn't.
I at the moment.
I didn't bring him in. I mean,
I think Jeremy left them for us.
good on you, Jeremy. Yeah, I think he's just going to play that bottom yellow and nice little tight snooker. Yeah. I don't think Greg will even have a go at this, will he? Or will he? Oh, I suppose he can, because if he misses
he doesn't have much choice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no Greg Laurie double here, also known as a Marcus double.
I'm actually surprised if he's going for the red closest to the middle pocket. Is that the one he's going for? He was too. I'm actually quite surprised because if he had gone the one virtually on the balk line from that angle, if he missed it at the right pace, was going to leave him
close to being a foul snooker.
It's got to be pretty close. I think his only saving grace is maybe the very bottom yellow. Whether the very bottom yellows.
I don't think it is with this one.
Oh, okay.
Just take the other yellow out of it. He can hit that side of it.
Okay. Yeah, well, obviously you can't be snookered by your own balls, so. Oh, I'll tell you what, they're having a good look at it.
It's very, very close.
Old Harry Hale, he's having a good look at it. Yeah, this is the only drawback with having an over 50s tournament, and no one's got eyes good enough to see whether they are totals or not, or touching balls. We need to get a couple of young guys in here.
I'm glad you made that call, mate. I do have to recall at the start of the tournament, someone had to go to the toilet on frame 2, and I said this could be a recurring theme this weekend.
Yeah. Well, look, in all honesty, I thought they would have had, since we had 50-odd guys over 50, we would have had to get some Portaloos brought in. Yeah. Well, Mick Grubb, Taz Portaloos, I think he's called or something. Anyone's after a Portaloo, I'm sure Mick Grubb could help you out.
And speaking of Mick and Tony Cannon and Sam, they've done an amazing job organising this comp for this weekend. I think it's a great thing to have on the calendar now, and so coming down with the live stream.
Absolutely.
I sat at home all day yesterday with other commitments and watched it. It's fantastic to have those options available now.
Look, it's just fantastic. There's so many interstate players have supported it. The vibe of the room over the last couple of days has been very positive.
Fantastic, and the amount of stories, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, look, and those stories will be told next year and the year after, and they'll only get bigger. They'll just get bigger and bigger. The shots will be huge, the outs will be massive. The stories will just be fantastic. Be nice to see some guys from Queensland come down next year if we do hold this tournament again, which I'm sure it will be. Maybe a couple of guys from NT as well, and we can make it a real Australia-wide affair.
It's certainly a very well-run tournament, and I think they're way ahead of schedule too.
Yeah, well, maybe a big thank you to Troy Ruddling and Andrew Saltmarsh for getting the killer crossover up and going, and it's fast becoming
the preeminent tournament in Australia.
One of the best tournaments in Australia. I think it is the second biggest prize money.
Biggest prize money, yep. But when you compare them to big guns, when you've got 128 entrants, and stuff like that, which Travis does a fantastic job with as well. Yes, I have to admit I enjoy playing in the killer crossover and losing first round every year. It's great. But at least you get to play these other guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are smart. You put $5 away each week, don't you? So you got the $250. Well, you could do that. Put $5 away, and then you won't miss the $250 at all. Just one less coffee a week. But no, look, like I say, big thank you to both Andrew Saltmarsh and Troy Ruddling for getting the killer crossover up and going. It's been brilliantly supported by the rest of the country.
Which I do notice there was a post put up the other day saying it's getting closer with the satellites starting up soon. So
yeah.
Jump into one of your local satellites in your area and get free flights and entry to the comp down here in Tassie. Certainly worth the $100 investment.
Absolutely.
You going to have another crack at the crossover this year, mate?
I
already know the answer's yes, Nigel. So
yeah, probably. Yeah,
you're a bit of a pool tragic, mate.
I know, it's sad.
You're there.
It's sad. I know.
And another little mention I'd like to make is Phil Toohey stepping up and having a crack at these events time
Yeah.
in and time out. He's done very well.
Look, his game's just
Improved
improving
outside, hasn't it?
all the time, yeah.
That's a great shot. I think the bell's sounding.
Yeah, look, I think this is Phil's for the taking right now. He was quite cautious. He certainly wasn't going to snooker himself on his
No.
last ball that time,
No.
mate. Very cautious. Well played. Well played.
He's just so steady around that table. It's been a pleasure to watch him so far.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. Phil Riley,
Brings an end
5-1.
to Greg's tournament this year at least.
Well, we'll just have a short break until the next game gets underway, which will be very shortly, I'd imagine.
Take 5 and I'll be back with you now.
We will. Thank you.
Yes, I have to admit I enjoy playing in the killer.
It is.